I don't want to say pleasantly surprised because what I was prepared for was going to be pleasant.
Okay.
But that was like a million times better than what I was expecting.
Everybody, today we're going to cover Mk.gee, Two Star, and the Dream Police. We kind of decided to kind of expand a little bit. Hopefully try to do like one non-hip-hop album a month. And
something like that.
Yeah, we'll just kind of see how it goes, just to mix it up. And yeah. So you haven't heard of Mk.gee, or you haven't
heard of him.
His music?
I've no. It's funny. It's kind of similar to Kendrick Lamar, because I had only ever really seen film photographers talk about Kendrick Lamar. Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I.
I mean with Mk.gee, like film photographers.
Yeah, it's all.
okay.
It's all like film photographers I respect who have been sharing songs from Mk.gee. So I assume that he's decent. At least.
I think it's my favorite album of last year, like overall. I played it quite a bit. I still play it to this day.
It's nice. To this day.
Yeah.
A few months later.
Yeah. But I haven't like done a deep dive as in like I haven't looked up who this guy is. I haven't read the lyrics or anything. I just I just played a lot in the car like on the way to and from work or whatever.
I wonder if any of the songs will be different when you have the lyrics.
Yeah. So I was kind of saving it for this. I was hoping we're going to cover this.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? Instead of like trying to decipher everything and pretend like I know shit
just
and teach you, I might as well like you reacted to can teach me.
I was actually going to try and listen to him before because I saw so many people sharing him, but I didn't. And then you said you wanted to react to it, so yeah. I'm excited.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just get right into it. For a couple of these, because they're short, we'll just kind of go straight into the next song. So I think for this one, we'll listen to New Low and we'll let it go through to How Many Miles, and then we'll discuss.
Okay. That's not what I expected. It's kind of blondish. Damn. He has a nice voice. This is so good. It's kind of random. Wait, this is the same song?
Yeah.
This is like a breakdown at the end? Okay. This isn't what I expected at all.
What were you expecting?
Like an acoustic guitar, like campfire music.
Okay. No.
Damn.
If you got something, don't hide it.
Damn. Wow.
If you look, don't you find that still will leave you dying? Your eyes are
Wow.
the dead are lost in me. Never be lying with every same song.
Wow.
You find is how many miles away? Many miles away. Many miles. If you got something, go hide it.
Sounds like an experimental ballad.
Yeah.
Wow.
After all this time, that I lost me.
Like it's kind of 80s sounding.
Yeah.
That was honestly a big surprise. I don't want to say pleasantly surprised because what I was prepared for was going to be pleasant.
Okay.
But that was like a million times better than what I was expecting.
Okay.
And what I was expecting was already something good. Oh my God.
Nice.
That's just really not what I was expecting at all. The first one was really kind of abstract and like random. I don't know if it was super random or if it's just not what I was expecting. Because he kept throwing random little glitchy things in there. And it did remind me of Blonde, like the kind of abstract, like open space, introducing random things, random effects. It's like stuff floating around, and every so often you just encounter something else, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I just expected it to be some guy with an acoustic guitar. His voice is beautiful. This How Many Miles? What? Like, even after the first song, it's still not what I expected, because this turned into like Ace. Is this the guy you compared to Phil Collins recently?
Yeah.
It fucking is like Phil Collins.
Yeah.
Like a modern day Phil Collins with like glitchiness and stuff. Wow, if Phil Collins made Blonde.
Yeah.
Wow, I absolutely loved those. That's not what I was expecting whatsoever.
So that's kind of what drew me to it, like the melodies and like his, I guess just the tones and the instruments he's using. Like you said, it's very like late 80s, early 90s. The sound reminds me of like I said before, Phil Collins, kind of like Richard Marx, Roxette to a lesser extent. Like these were like musicians that my mom was listening to when I was younger. She would have her radio with her cassette tape and like record songs off the radio. That was her way of like getting music, right? So she would have this like compilation on her cassette tape, and it was all songs like this, like Phil Collins and like The Police or whatever, Roxette, Richard Marx. So then that's what kind of drew me into it, like those melodies. But also his mixing and his production style is different, because it's like you said, it's glitchy, it's random, but also it's like lo-fi.
Yeah.
And he puts reverb on certain things, like you'll see, like the way it's mixed. I want to get your opinion on that as we move forward. And upon first listen too, like I did think Blonde.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna put it up there.
Well,
obviously,
when I said that and the way you reacted, I was like, oh, he doesn't think it's
No, I did. On subsequent listens, I don't necessarily think that as much, just because I think of other influences as well, and because it's kind of taken his own identity, and I have my relationship to it already. Because he has a soulful voice that's kind of like that floats, and then the atmosphere, the production is kind of spacey and abstract, right? So it's like it caters to your kind of like the melodic sensibilities, but still has the abstract kind of airy vibe, right?
And it's super interesting.
Yeah,
I'm excited about this.
Cool. All right, we'll keep it moving. Track number 3, Are You Looking Up?
Probably just wait on somebody to give a new life. The heaviest weight on a miracle to cut the sack. So are you looking up? You're asking why?
Wow.
Yeah, I can shift shapes, but I can deny.
This is beautiful.
Maybe we can put it all to rest just for one night. Let's get a little fast off. And somebody's bringing no one ever be. So are you looking up? Are you asking why?
So you can hear kind of like the static, right?
And he kind of sounds like he's in another room.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's like singing in the shower or something.
Right.
And I can shift shapes, but I can deny.
Wow.
Yeah, we can put it all to rest.
Is that in this song? Wow.
Are you looking for somebody to put out your fire?
What is that? Like a train or something? No, it's like a spaceship.
Yeah, like video game sounds.
Wow. That's crazy. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm just like, I can't believe how wrong I was. His production is really unique.
Yeah.
I love how like the instruments are actually quite clear, and they're kind of at the forefront where he's kind of like in the middle almost. And like I said,
in the mix, you mean?
Yeah. And like I said, it sounds like he's like in another room, or like you can hear him singing in the shower. I bet if you put a shower sound over this. It would sound like you're like in a room and he's taking a shower and singing in the shower. But then the instruments are actually quite clear and they're really close. And then all these sound effects, like that, when that first thing came in, I don't know what that was. It sounded like shh, like but it was like building.
Yeah.
At first I thought I was like in the room. I was like, what the hell is going on? But then I realized it's in the song.
Yeah.
I don't know what half of those sound effects were. Like one sounded like a train, but then it had like spaceship sounds. Like it's like fire and stuff at someone. But that kind of went with the kind of vibe that I've been getting so far, like the kind of like floating and like a emptiness. And then I mean like in the like the production and the sound effects, like I said before, like floating and you just encounter random things, the way he's just kind of introducing random instruments in places, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like there is this like randomness to it, but it all works together. It ties together perfectly. Like it doesn't sound unorganized. I don't know how to describe it.
I think what it is because the songs are there. Like the bare bones of the songs, they're there. Like the melody, the structure, it's there. It's just where he plays around is the aesthetic. So like the mixing, he adds these other songs on top of like, or to disrupt what's going on, but the structure is already there.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like that's what works for this album, is this artistic choice that he did, like tweaking these aspects rather than the structure of the songs, right? If you think about it, like a couple of these songs, if he went into the studio and did it like record these songs in a standard way,
like a more conventional way,
it would be on the radio. I think,
100%.
right? Because of those melodies.
The melody, his voice is beautiful.
Yeah. He's an artist, in my opinion, rather than just like a singer-songwriter or whatever. Not to
I didn't
talk down on singer-songwriters, but
what you mean,
this artistic choice,
like his artistic voice is what
it makes him stand out.
You know what kind of reminds me of? Like an old TV that's supposed to be on one channel and it's kind of like other channels are kind of coming in.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of coming in and out and there's static and stuff.
So what's funny is I was thinking like somebody flipping through channels. Yeah.
It sounds like that, right?
That wouldn't be like that's not like, I don't think that's what's happening here, but that's the kind of like the same idea I was having. Like, it sounds like somebody's just changing the channels late into the song or whatever. Yeah.
Wow.
These next two we'll listen to kind of back to back. Track number 4 is called DNM, and then 5 is called You Got It.
All the things that you said when you said you need it. I hate to waste time. You just leave it. Never gonna talk you about it. How come? Never gonna talk
those
you
keys.
about it. No one, I can believe it. All the things that you said when you said you need it.
This one has like a late 80s R&B, like Bobby Brown, New Kids on the Block kind of thing.
Wow. It's really warm. Wow. It's like he just kind of lets things take him where they want to. Like he's kind of just taking a paintbrush and splattering it.
He has like a general direction, but he goes where he wants to get there.
Yeah. Wow, this is beautiful. What a beautiful voice.
Do you think he sounds a little bit like Bieber?
Yeah, I meant to say that in the start. Like Justin Bieber and Frank Ocean mixed together. Yeah. You could pretend this is Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
If he like got in this
like that.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. I absolutely love this. I feel like I'm going to listen to this over and over and over again. So I'm sorry.
Hey, I've been waiting for this. Sometimes I'm like humming songs like around and I'm like, I just want to play this out loud,
Yeah.
but then I can't.
Well, I can't wait to play this.
Yeah.
I feel like this is going to be one of those albums that I
Anyway.
just play to death.
Yeah, great.
Wow. This is absolutely gorgeous. This album is just so easy for me to listen to. Like, there's not a single thing I don't like about it. Every single part of it is something else good. Like his voice, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just several layers of good
Sure.
that get progressively more interesting. Like, okay, he has the foundation, like he has a great voice and great melodies. But then from there, he just keeps building on it. Like, all of those things weren't enough and he just had to make it even more interesting.
When you were saying how like he kind of just lets the song go and it just takes him where whatever, I think an element of that also is like the live instrumentation. There's like an element of rawness.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some of the stuff isn't cleaned up. Obviously with the mix,
Yeah.
it's like messed up on purpose. Obviously he didn't polish it up because then, like I said, back to my point earlier, I think these songs would have been different. It would lack the kind of like the, I think he would get praised for the melodies and the songwriting and stuff, but I don't think he would get that artistic kind of like.
Yeah. It's like film.
Yeah, exactly.
It's totally
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
film. I'm
Great.
sorry to be so predictable, but you know, like digital is so clean and sterile.
Yeah.
And film has green and
Yeah.
just has charm and
It has a characteristic about it that's like undeniable.
and
like
you
it's
can't
the-
replicate it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like all warmth and invitingness. It's so unique, but it sounds familiar enough to just be like warm and like
Yeah.
you're already home when
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's why it's one of my favorite
Yeah.
albums is because like that aspect, the familiarity. I just want to make one more point before we move on. Like we talked about how I didn't deep dive into the lyrics or anything. So like I don't know, maybe I'm just reaching, but there's some anxiety in his lyrics, right? There's some angst in there. And so I feel like maybe some of that glitchiness and stuff kind of represents that. Because like he sings these kind of like these throwback melodies that are like, these melodies are perfect.
Yeah.
I always say like the 80s and 90s are the best melodies, like for me personally. So for him to take that and then he adds this experimental aspect, the texture he added to the music was that anxiety part, like the anxious part.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I feel like that glitchiness is represented by that, or vice versa. Anyway, we'll move on to the next track. Track number 6 is called Rylee and I.
Just when you think you can cut everybody you know.
It's a great melody.
Maybe you caught it.
Oh. Wow.
When you shake it up, baby, you know. Just when you think you can cut everybody you know. Riley's just Riley and I.
That's crazy. Wow.
You like that one too?
I absolutely love this. Wow. Wow. I wish I could talk this album. I'm so happy to meet it. It's so nice.
I'm so happy to meet it. That's funny.
Wow. That was very, very, very random. Wow. His melodies are
Yeah.
wow, just perfect. That one reminded me of Phil Collins, especially like at the end with the like drums, you know, like feel it in the air.
Yeah,
I can feel it in the air
for sure.
tonight. And the very end reminded me of the start of Beat It by Michael
Yeah.
Jackson. Yeah, you know what I
Well,
mean?
it was throughout the song.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
sort
I
of like
guess
that
it was
as
just
well.
more prominent
Yeah.
at the end when there's
They
like,
isolated
yeah,
at the end.
Yeah.
The intro to Beat It.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. This has so many beautiful elements to
Yeah.
it. Wow. I feel like I forgot half of what I was going to say. Was it like between the chorus and the next verse or something? He like held it. You thought I was going to move on to the next part, But then he introduced this kind of break, but only for like a few seconds.
Okay, yeah,
and
yeah,
like a little bit longer than you wanted it to, but not so long that you got pissed off.
Right.
It was just like he was like dangling something in front of you.
Yeah.
Before he gave it. It was amazing. I loved it.
I think that's part of the randomness as well.
Yeah. Wow.
This next one is actually my most played song right at the moment.
Oh, wow.
So this next song is called Candy.
Candy is all in my business. And if she's looking hard, she will find
That really reminds me of something.
Candy, you're just wasting time.
I've been whistling it every day.
I think this one reminds me of The Police more than any other one.
Yeah, for sure.
The only one I've fantasized. I've done so bad, I won't fake it. I've got patterns, don't think I'll shake it. Ah, but you fucked up too, that's fine.
Wow.
Guitar solo.
That's so good.
Candy is all in my business.
Damn, that was a long breakdown.
That was one of the longer songs.
Yeah.
Candy, you're just wasting time.
Wow. Wow. That ended. Wow. Wow. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That melody was catchy as fuck. Wow. No wonder you keep listening to it.
Yeah.
Wow, that was super catchy. It's kind of nostalgic and just like,
Yeah.
wow, that was really catchy. I haven't been paying as much attention to his lyrics, I guess because they're not, they're quite simple.
Yeah.
And obviously we're used to,
Breaking down bars.
oh my God. So this is actually quite pleasant to like, it's all just one thing rather than I have to like, I'm kind of just absorbing it as a whole.
Yeah.
Rather than
Trying to break down different aspects.
so this is just kind of absorbing all as a whole. But that one, wow, that was interesting what he was saying. He was singing about that girl and what he was saying about her. I thought it was interesting. So obviously he's talking about a relationship, I guess, and I guess they must be
Having some trust issues.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
And when it said Candy's all in my business and if she's looking hard, she'll find it. It reminded me of like if you go looking for something to be upset about, you'll find something to be upset about. Because it doesn't matter like what you come across, you're going to twist it in a way that matches what you're expecting.
If that's your mission, then
You're gonna find something to be upset about.
Yeah. That's why he's like, I cut you slack, you cut me mine.
Yeah. He said,
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that melody on that.
Yeah.
There's a couple coming up, I should say, that were my favorites. I mean, they're still my favorites, I should say, but they were like my definite favorite. I don't know, for whatever reason, that Candy, like,
kind of took over.
that earworm.
Yeah.
Like I would just hear that melody over and over again. And that's the thing about like these 80s type melodies. It just reminds me of like how catchy they are.
Yeah.
Because I remember it was track 2, How Many Miles. Like I remember when I first listened to it, it was that one where I was like, oh, he's really gonna sing like that. Like he's really gonna go there. I feel like he still shows you the different parts of that era even a little bit. Because like I feel like it was number 4, which is like the R&B-ish song. It kind of had like a Bobby Brown type vibe, and then this one had like a Police, like you said, right? Phil Collins.
Yeah.
So it's like all in that. I don't know. It just reminds me of listening to the radio.
Yeah.
Like at that time, the soft rock radio that my parents would listen to. So
It's nice that he's like drawing inspiration from it, but he's not just straight up doing it. In this era. 'Cause
He's making his own.
He's making it his own, and he's like mixing it with other genres.
Yeah. Okay. Another favorite of mine right now, track number 8, which is called "I Want."
It's so 80s.
Yeah. Did it bring a lighter?
You're the best thing I know. But late at night I still question all of my mistakes. Every time you leave, a little part of me dies.
He has really nice voice control.
Yeah, that's very true. I think this is the most Phil Collins-ish
Yeah.
track.
I do the best I can, you know. But lately I am caught inside of your line of fire. I'm not evil, but I got this desire. But I won't, and I won't. Lately I am caught inside of your line of fire. I'm not evil, but I got this desire.
Wow. That was very, very, very Phil Collins.
Yeah.
Wow. So ease. Wow, that was beautiful. His voice, it's like his voice control, like he gets to every note he wants to get to flawlessly and like effortlessly. I feel like he sounds kind of vulnerable when he sings and kind of almost like reserved or shy. And I feel like it matches his music and it matches the things that he's talking about. But it sounds like it's like he has a super powerful voice, but he's using it just to where he needs to. Even though he could go so much further, like he could be belting it out, but he's putting it where it needs to be. He's matching it perfectly to
Right.
the mood. Does that make sense?
No, it totally makes sense.
Yeah. This is gonna, please try and understand me here. You know how like in the past people were like, oh, they thought that by now we'd have like hoverboards and stuff. And they just kind of, I feel like when you like think about what the future will be like, you come up with these like random ideas, but they're all kind of based in what you already know.
Right.
This sounds like when people were listening to this kind of music, when this is around, it sounds like what their idea of the future would have been. Like what they already know
Yeah.
was like random things they just decided would be there because it's the future, so it's futuristic.
I was thinking as well with that as well, like the randomness and the mixing and stuff. Like the title, 2-Star in the Dream Police. So
Yeah.
it's also like very dreamlike in a sense of like it's atmospheric, but also it's fragmented. It's kind of foggy.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Especially with his voice like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, as I said, the fragmented part is like when you get this randomness. Kind of, there's like these kind of industrial sounds as well, like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
just kind
yeah.
of come out of
Yeah,
nowhere,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
And even like the saxophone and the guitar solos, they're like muffled and they're mixed differently as well. So it's kind of like there's a very fleeting quality to it as well,
yeah,
right?
100%. You know, like in a dream, there are like things you can't quite like make out properly, but you recognize them as being something, but they're not like fully formed or whatever. There's like this kind of like
Yeah, it's funny because when you're saying that, I was thinking like the melodies and the structure, I would say, are the things that are familiar. But then this other stuff is like the fogginess, like
Yeah.
in the dream.
like
Right.
something familiar, but something's off about it, and there's
Yeah.
this, you can't quite make things out clearly. Yeah, wow.
Okay, so we're gonna go on to track number 9. This one has over 21 million streams.
Yeah.
This one's called Alesis.
I'm in another body, losing somebody else.
Ah,
You're not a poet, you're a liar. I'm not a liar, I'm just high. Bobby, I better watch you. We can fake it like any way we want to. Why bleed when we don't have to?
damn.
Don't you want
reminds me of something else.
Running over the old apartment, looking for something else. Why me? Or better, why you? When we can fake it like anywhere we want to.
The back end vocal is really
We
nice.
don't have to. Yeah, just shut your mouth.
Kind of reminds me of the back end vocal in Where Is My Mind.
Oh, wow.
Escapism so easily.
That's so true.
Have the money to be healthily getting out.
I feel like he sounds the most like Bieber on this song.
Yeah. And he's being more forceful with his
Yeah.
voice. I like the little falsetto that he was doing.
Baby, don't you wanna get a move on? Oh, 'cause I yes, we can find a way. We can find a way.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was a really beautiful mouth. Everything about that was beautiful. I don't know where to begin. The back end vocal was like beautiful and haunting, and it reminded me of Where Is My Mind?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful. The lyrics I felt like could be interpreted in different ways.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
He's talking a lot about relationships. Maybe a single relationship. It sounds like they have trust issues. I'm in another body who's in somebody else. While you're turning over the whole apartment looking for something else. So that part, while you're turning over the whole apartment looking for something else, reminded me of that other song. Was it Candy? Where like basically
Yeah.
if you're looking hard enough for
Right.
something you're not happy with,
Right,
you're
right,
gonna
right.
find it. So I was like, okay, maybe they're arguing and he's kind of just like disassociating and like going somewhere else. So he's like there, but he's not actually there because maybe that's how he deals with something like this. And maybe his partner is like going crazy trying to find evidence of something he's supposedly done, because in the first verse she's calling him a liar.
On first breakdown, I thought it was like just the relationship stuff, like you said, because like the song, a couple songs before that, like Candy, right? Like you said, it kind of ties in a bit. But then also I was thinking, is he just talking to himself? Like, is it just two sides of himself that are talking?
Yeah.
I guess like, you're not a poet, you're a liar. I'm not a liar, I'm just high. And then it's just two people I don't even like.
Yeah,
And I feel like,
it's like a back and forth between himself.
yeah. So I don't know. Because I feel like there's some like, I don't want to say confidence issues, but he has some self-doubt in like in the beginning of the album, right?
Yeah,
Or kind of
definitely.
almost throughout if you really think about it. So I'm not sure if that lends to this as well.
Yeah. Wow. Just when you said that, I'm reading it with that in mind.
But like when he's talking about he's talking about like these multiple versions of himself.
Yeah.
Or,
Like he's arguing with himself.
yeah, maybe. I don't know.
And then
Maybe I'm reaching.
Wow, it's super interesting.
Yeah.
It's ambiguous enough to like if he were talking to himself and he keeps saying, don't you want to get a move on? It's like he's frustrated with himself. Maybe that one version of himself is like too depressed or whatever to do anything, and the other version of himself is like angry at that version of himself.
Right.
Like, hey, come on, let's get going.
Yeah.
Why are you high all the time?
So maybe.
Wow.
Yes. Either way, it's a amazing
Beautiful song. Yeah.
So,
Wow, love
yeah.
that.
All right, we'll move on to the next track. Wow, this one has the least amount of streams,
Oh,
but I love this song.
okay.
So this one's called Break the Spell.
This one's really like gentle. Oh yeah. realize that was the longest song.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either. I just realized
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, it's the only song that's over 4 minutes. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a really like gentle song.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I want to say I can and can't understand why that. Like I get why it would have the least plays because it's the most like
Probably the most subdued, yeah.
and like gentle and it's very chilled out.
Mm-hmm.
So in that regard, I understand, but I also feel like it just fits in perfectly. Like I don't see why you wouldn't just listen to this album front to back.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's all perfect. None of these songs have been like, oh, okay, well, why did you put that in?
Right.
They've just all been perfect and all perfectly like cohesive and wow. That was just very, I can't say much about it because it was so subdued, but it was just absolutely beautiful and so gentle and just lovely.
It's a very ethereal sounding song.
Yeah.
I definitely like that one. From Candy till Break the Spell, those were like my favorite. That's my favorite run on the album. Yeah, that's
this
the
whole
one.
thing has been like, damn.
Yeah.
Like there have been no songs that I could take off of this album.
Definitely no skips.
Yeah.
And like you said, they're all cohesive.
Yeah.
So, well, there's 2 songs left. We'll move on to track number 11, which is called A Little Bit More.
Haven't decided if everything you want in your life is yours. Won't take what you want.
I take it back. This one sounds the most like Bieber. The tone on that piano is very 80s.
Yeah.
Decided there's no luck in this drawer since you opened the door. Yeah, baby, open the door. Come on, little light, come on, light it. Yeah, you struck me up like it's nothing. The city on fire, no better time.
You want to go to the next track?
Sure.
Oh, please put me out. I believe that you want me this time. Can't believe how you put me tonight. I'm taking over. I'm bleeding blind. Shut the world on fire. The dream of this is alive. Don't you dare see the me. Girl, that's for me. Oh, please put me out. I believe in emotion tonight. I'll never leave. I will run for my life. Don't take me
Damn.
Oh, please put me out. I believe that you want me this time. I can't believe that you killed me tonight. I'm taking
That was lovely. I like how he didn't make a big deal out of the fact that it was the last song. It was just kind of in keeping with the rest of the album.
Right.
There's no like grand finale. It just kind of wrapped up, and it was just nice and warm. I like how it was a bit darker sounding. Like the I guess the bass and stuff had a kind of darker tone.
Especially after like a little bit more, which is a little bit more upbeat.
Yeah. A little bit more.
Yeah.
But wow. I feel like I'm trying to think of how I can put this because I feel like there are so many albums we've listened to and I'm like, thank God I listened to this for the first time with headphones. And I always think about albums I wish I could have heard for the first time with headphones. Maybe it's because I didn't ever seek out hip hop by myself, but this is something that I would have actually sought out by myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this is an album that I absolutely would have listened to before we started doing this. So this is absolutely an album that if we didn't do this, I would one day wish
You would have
I had
regretted it.
experienced
Yeah.
like this for the first
Right,
time.
right.
So I'm really glad we experienced it, or I
Great.
experienced it like this for
Yeah.
the first time. Easily one of my favorite albums that we've done. Obviously,
Nice.
Obviously, I feel like this album was this album is just my taste in music. It's extremely easy for me to like. There's nothing about this that I wouldn't. I feel like if I asked AI to make me an album, it would make something like this.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
it's just so aligned with the music that I like. He has everything. Like he has a beautiful voice, beautiful melodies. He has an 80s vibe going on, but he adds his own twist on it and makes it interesting. Like everything that he's doing it in a different way to like what's been done before. Like he has this beautiful voice that could be on the radio. These beautiful melodies that could be on the radio, but he's different enough for it to be interesting. He's himself enough to not be like everyone else. Then like he has this 80s sound, but he's not just lifting it. He's not just copy and pasting it. Okay, it's 80s, but I'm doing it in 2025 or whatever.
And I appreciate like this aspect of the 80s because we've had throwbacks obviously, like recently with The Weeknd, for instance, like his run of albums since 2020, like it's very 80s inspired, but it's more that Michael Jackson pop inspiration. And then there's also like Dua Lipa, for instance. She does like 80s type stuff. He took like that light rock approach, like that light rock sound. Again, with the mixing, with the reverb on certain instruments, like the pianos, like the saxophones, the guitars, it's very 80s.
Yeah. It has a very like rich tone. It's like kind of like deep, rich tone of like Phil Collins-esque, like the keys and the guitars and stuff. They're very rich and warm. He did that so well. But he really added his own. He made it his own. This is a perfect album. I do not know why you wouldn't listen to this front to back.
Yeah.
Maybe
and it's short enough too.
Yeah.
Like this is a perfect length.
It's a perfect length of an album.
perfect
It has
runtime.
12 songs, good amount of songs, but they're short. And how long is it?
33
minutes. And there wasn't a single second wasted.
Exactly.
There wasn't a single second that shouldn't have been on there.
Yeah.
There were no songs I was like, oh, I could do without this song. They were just all perfect, very cohesive. I would absolutely listen to this front to back a million times. There wasn't a single song I didn't like. There's not a single song I would skip. And it's a beautiful vibe. You can relax to it. You can probably cry to it. Wow, a perfect album. I both do and don't wish I had heard it sooner, because if I had heard it sooner, I would have been by myself and I would absolutely be obsessed with it. But I wouldn't have gotten to experience it in this way. So this is special. But yeah, I did not expect that at all. I really thought we were going to have like a guy in an acoustic guitar and it was going to be pleasant.
Sure.
But this took me by surprise, and I absolutely loved it.
Well, that's it, I guess.
That's it.
Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys
so
for
much.
watching. If you made it this far, if you're interested, the full version will be available on our Patreon. Like and subscribe if you like doing it. If not, then just thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Yeah. Bye.